I started, and this is something that a lot of people do repeatedly. Sometimes I absolutely will do it sometimes when I'm doing something that's new to me, like getting into content creation. So it's absolutely something that young people do when they're still trying to find their footing and they're really concerned about how they're being perceived. But we put on a facade, or we pull back on our personality. And I absolutely wasn't intentionally doing that, but I like to say that I have these two dials that are part of my personality, and they're both me. They're both part of me, but they're very different. And one side I call the clown, which is that guy that loves to entertain. I love to be the center of attention. I like to make people laugh, because if people are laughing with me, then I feel just like I can't describe that feeling. That just makes me feel so happy, knowing that I'm making people happy. And then the other dial is like the counselor yoga guy. And he's just like, he has like a Bob Ross energy. And he's just like, hey, everybody, how's it going? Today, we're going to be painting fluffy white clouds. And he's just a little bit more gentle. And it's where all that soft skill stuff comes from. But when I first arrived, and when you see that, there's one particular cover that someone who was a coach of mine not too long ago, he said, what is up with this porcelain lamb that's on this cover image? And shout out to Mario, but he was like, this doesn't look like you. What are you doing? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I literally don't know what I'm doing. And because it was something that was new to me, I dialed that clown all the way down. It was like at a 1, a 2 maybe, on a particularly feisty, spicy day. And then the Bob Ross dial was all the way up to like a 10. And you really need to get like the full unbearable onslaught of my personality. You need to get both of them. This is the weirdest motion. So I had to turn that dial on the left all the way up. That's nobody that's listening to this will understand that, but if you use the video, they'll understand that. Anyway, so you had to turn the clown vibe all the way up. And once that was turned up, people started to respond, and they were just like, you're hilarious. And seeing the weird faces that I make, and I run all my content through this filter, which is, how do I F this up? And by saying that, I mean, how do I destroy this? How do I absolutely blow the expectation of this medium out of context? Like lip syncs as a way of using short form video to talk about stuff that's really sensitive and internal. And I do ask questions, but a lot of the people that follow me don't necessarily want to answer the questions in the comments. They rather go to a DM and be like, actually, this is something I have a problem with. Because it's a lot of stuff that's inside of you, and it's a little personal, and it's a little vulnerable. And like my carousels, I write them like it's stand-up comedy. My single posts all look like memes. Certainly I'm not the first person to do that. But I feel like for me, being an authentic version of myself is running things through that how do I F this up filter.